Yo, what's happening everybody? King GPL here and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a strong and quite fun team here, featuring Swampert in the lead, which is a pretty unexpected lead for most people. We've got Dusclops in the back with Sableye. Now, Sableye or Dusclops can be your safe swap. It really depends on what the lead is and stuff like that. And I basically run about almost 4 sets. I was 0 for free in a set and switched out to this team. I went 2-0 in that set, and then I went 4-1, 4-1 free too. So definitely went very positive with it. And I think this team actually works really well in the meta, especially because we're seeing a lot of Gardevoirs. Swampert basically beats Sableye and Gardevoir, and you're going to see a few Gardevoir leads where the opponent actually swaps out. And I'll discuss all of the sort of tactics and everything around that. This team actually works really well. For me personally, I just prefer ABB style teams. I always get hard countered if I run ABC teams. And today's video is going to be an extremely long one, about 25-30 minutes. I didn't manage to upload yesterday because I was running things like Seviper and all this random stuff. I was trying to put together a spicy and fun team, and actually I ended up getting quite tilted and doing pretty badly yesterday. But today we went very positive, and let's showcase these battles. Now guys, as always, please drop a like in the video, it helps out an absolute ton. I do have to say thank you everybody who's been supporting and watching the videos. I highly appreciate it, thanks everybody. If you're already subscribed to the channel, or if you're a brand new subscriber, feel free to add me as a friend on Pokemon Go on the right hand side. As always guys, all likes and comments help out the YouTube algorithm. I actually had quite a funny comment yesterday. Somebody said, I had to double check if this video is in 2x speed. Yeah, I speak pretty quickly. For the video, I'm going to be showcasing the wins, but I will tell you guys a few things that happened which you need to watch out for to make sure that you have the most positive experience with this team. You know, sometimes when team building, you kind of have to play it and take some losses and sort of think, okay, I should have swapped in this Pokemon instead of this one. So hopefully I can give you all the tips you need and you'll not make the same mistakes that I was making, because I was definitely swapping out into some of the wrong Pokemon at times. But I'm pretty sure this Vigoroth has Brick Break, which is quite interesting. I know there was a meta, it might have been the Fighting Cup, but I'm not too sure. But there might have been some meta with Brick Break. You want to obviously run Bulldoze on your Vigoroth. Actually, that was another Pokemon I was running yesterday. It is quite a decent Pokemon, but it doesn't seem to perform too well. Only really against like Registeels it does quite well, but it doesn't really seem worth it. But anyway, hopping into this next battle, we get a Deoxys on the lead, and we're just going to swap straight into our Dusclops at this point. Sableye is a slightly harder answer, and the opponent brings in a Gardevoir, and you guys are about to see here, Dusclops just eats Gardevoir. We're going to go for Ice Punch number 1, and we're going to go for another one right here. So we're either going to take this thing out or get both shields off the opponent, and that's one really amazing thing about this team here. Gardevoir teams just don't have a chance against it. We're going to go for the Ice Punch. I probably could have farmed all the way up, but I realized, no, actually I couldn't have. It was a little bit too out of reach, but we get a nice little bit of chip on this. We'll come in with Sableye, who's home free here at this point. What is this going to be? A Thunderbolt, so he shielded up. We can more or less almost farm it down here. I can tank a Psycho Boost, no problem. Oh, the opponent goes for Rock Slide here. They probably could have thrown Psycho Boosts at that point, but yeah, in comes the Regi, and we're just maxed out on energy here. So this is obviously going to be no problem. You do need to keep your Swampert, because Registeel is pretty common in this meta. My goal here is just to basically get it into Hydro Cannon range, and you know, I've got the shield off the opponent, so I can just go for Earthquake at this point. That's why you do want to keep your Swampert. In certain scenarios, like if you lead into a Sableye, you probably want to stay in with your Swampert. If you lead into a Medi, you want to swap into your Dusclops. If you lead into a Gardevoir, you want to stay in with Swampert. You know, so we're going to see a few of these in a minute. Basically, your hardest answer to Gardevoir is, of course, the Dusclops. But the opponent actually should be swapping out against your Swampert, because you'll be able to get off 2, maybe 3 Hydro Cannons, because, you know, even though it is quite a lot of damage, I've got a quite highly rated Swampert here, so I think I can survive. Yeah, maybe I could get off 3 if I'm lucky. But yeah, we're staying in against the Sableye, and we're putting a lot of pressure on. It'll take them 12 Shadow Claws to get to their move, and we'll just come straight in here with our Dusclops. We're going to go straight for the Ice Punch. Dusclops is just so consistent. It's such a nice safe swap, and look at this, like we're getting Ice Punches off like crazy. So we're either going to take it out or get a shield advantage. We're seeing so many Gardevoirs right now, especially towards the end of the meta. I can actually come in with Sableye because the opponent has a move here. So just watch this right here. Come in, get the Shadow Claw through. I can shield up. That almost will take out the Gardevoir, and we can get another Shadow Claw through before it can even get off the move. You're going to see that happen a couple of times. If you do this exact thing, you will not even take any damage on your Sableye, and you can just take out the Gardevoir straight away. And this is a very positive matchup here. The opponent, is this the one where they went for Brick Break? I can't remember if it was this one or another one. Okay, they'll go for Bulldoze this time. But Sableye just absolutely destroys Vigoroth. It has a bit of a worse time against Zangoose, which I showcased the other day. But with the resisted body slams, yeah, Vigoroth, I don't think it's worth it. So yeah, here's the Medi matchup. We swap straight into Dusclops. Our harder answer is Sableye. We'll just tank whatever they want to throw here. Yeah, I don't even have a highly rated one of these. And we're going to go straight for the big Poltergeist. Will the opponent shield us up? Nice golden Sableye, good night. Just get out, just get out. In comes the Gardevoir, just eat a nice punch, get out. So yeah, at this point we're getting shields and everything. We can come in with anything, so like they have a Medicham, so I can just come in and start spamming these Hydros. The opponent might go for a catch here. It really does not matter. We've just completely dominated this match. We've got 2 shields, and we should be able to get off another Hydro. Yeah, so in goes the Psychic. Oh, you're going to catch on the Medicham, oh no. Oh no, whatever will I do? Yeah, of course we're just going to swap into Sableye. I was trying to get to another Hydro, but I realized I wasn't going to get to it. So in that case, you should just get off your Hydro and swap straight out. But we can just farm this all the way down here. And the opponent realizes we're going to have a foul play ready for the Gardevoir. And that's a good game right there. As you can see, like, I've seen that team, like, a similar team composition to that so often with the Gardevoir. And like Sableye, it's not an answer to it, but you can get it very, very low. Swampert absolutely destroys Sableye and Gardevoir. And Dusclops will pretty much destroy Gardevoir as well. And any like Medichams and stuff like that. And if you do get a Registeel, you will actually get off a lot of damage against it. So usually what I like to do in this matchup here is throw 2 Hydro Cannons, and you'll see we'll get it deep into the red, but the opponent actually catches on the Medi again. So at this point I'm happy enough with this. And I think I make a mistake. Let me see who I swap into here. Yeah, so I swap into Dusclops. That's actually fine. Because we have so much, Sableye is a pretty hard answer to Dusclops. So we want to keep our Sableye happy in the back basically. We're going to soak up some of this Ice Sponge damage. And we probably could just go for the farm down here. Am I actually going for the big farm down here? I think I do eventually throw an Ice Punch. Yes, we eventually throw it. It's getting a little bit sketchy. If you have a higher rated Dusclops than I do, you could definitely probably just mess around a bit more. And right here, I'm not sure if I could have went for the Poltergeist. Yeah, I think the opponent's definitely getting the farm down here. So, definitely the right play to get that off. And we actually go for the CMP tie. Getting rid of this the Sableye. We can go ahead and shield that up. See what the opponent wants to do here. Yeah, so the opponent, of course, will let that go. In comes Reggie, and we'll swap straight out. Get this into Hydro Cannon range. That's pretty much what you're trying to do. You know, in a lot of these teams, you can easily predict the Registeel in the back. It's pretty common, and that's why you just always kind of want to keep your Swampert fine. So right here, I'm going to get off another foul play. The opponent is basically forced to shield it. And at that point, we can just come in and go for Hydro Cannon. Yeah, I'm getting as much farm. I don't even have to. These resisted lock-ons, they're doing 1 damage each. And yeah, good night Reggie. So yeah, as you can see, this team is working really well. It gets a lot of positive leads, and if you do need to swap out, you know, it's absolutely no problem. So we go 3-2 in this set right here. And I think some of the matches I threw, like, I was just doing some really stupid plays. I think I swapped like Dusclops into Sableye a couple of times. That's why I was kind of like talking about it a little bit. I was making some stupid plays, and you know, somehow still went positive. So alright, so here's the Gardevoir matchup right here. So I'm going to farm all the way up to 7 for good timing. And the opponents sometimes go for the catch after 7, so just keep that in mind. You can farm up to 7 or 9. Yeah, so they go for the catch right here, so they catch it on the Medicham. That's absolutely fine. The Gardevoir's so weak. We're coming into Dusclops right here. So I don't like this play, so if that happens, if you've got a Gardevoir lead, the Gardevoir swaps out into a Medicham, you want to swap into your Sableye, because Dusclops is a better answer to Gardevoir. So you want to just keep the Dusclops safe in the back, basically. But yeah, we're going to go for the farm down here. We'll see what the opponent comes in with eventually. Alright, so we're pretty low in health here. What's the opponent coming in with? They come in with the Gardevoir, so you know, it kind of worked out fine there. But in general, like, you would prefer to keep the health on this. And they swap into their Sableye. So this is perfect. We've got the shields. We've got a Sableye of our own. 1 foul play will take this thing out. And it's a nice Shadow Sableye. I do eventually want to go for one of these. So I can pretty much just do whatever here. It doesn't really matter. Like, we've basically got the match won. I'm farming up to basically back-to-back foul plays. To the point where we can throw 1 Shadow Claw. And then throw the, throw the foul play. So it worked out either way, but just keep that in mind, guys. If you have a Gardevoir lead and a Medicham, like, safe swap or whatever, you want to swap into your Sableye, because Dusclops is a harder answer for Gardevoir. Alright, in comes Swampert, and it's against Medicham. So we have 2 better answers in the back, so we can swap out here, or we can go for a Hydro and dip. Yeah, so I actually bank a Hydro. They swap in their Gardevoir. I don't think a lot of people realize that Dusclops does really well against Gardevoir. So yeah, they're going to shield that up. I think this might be the one where they let it go. Let's have a look here. So you can almost take it out here. Oh no, they don't let this one go. An Ice Punch from that range will get it down to about 5 or 10% health. And at this point, the exact same thing is going to happen as before. The opponent has a move at this point. They basically get to a move as you farm a Pokemon completely down, and you can come in with your Sableye. See, the opponent obviously wants to come in with Reggie, and with 2 shields and a Sableye, like, this thing is just going to go to absolute, or 1 shield, sorry. This thing is going to go to absolute town. I don't necessarily have to shield anything here, it's a power punch. I can actually take out the Reggie with Sableye and a shield anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much what I do here. I'm just going to spam off these Hydros. I'll try to get the Medi as low as possible. Yeah, so the Medi is super low. Do I shield this? I don't think I need to. Yeah, so rightfully so, I let that go. And yeah, unfortunately the opponent actually gets the farm down right here, but it's not going to matter too much. They're of course going to go, they might go for Focus Blast bait, but yeah, they go for the Zap Cannon, which gets the attack fall. And it does start getting a little bit close here. I think you can win this either way, like shielding up the Swampert, but I think my Swampert was probably within like Focus Blast range, so I didn't want to leave myself with like a low health Swampert. We can tank a Zap Cannon. My, yeah, the opponent top left. My Sableye, it's a lucky Sableye, so like if you have a highly rated Sableye, you'll tank the Zap Cannons a lot easier. But in comes Swampert versus Swampert. Now I've got like I think it's rank 17, so usually I don't win CMP, so this is kind of rough actually. We actually do win CMP, the opponent has a very good Swampert apparently. So yeah, we're going to get off this Hydro, and at this point, whenever you win CMP, you need to anticipate the catch, because the opponent has no way of winning this. So let's see what they want to do. Yeah, so I did not throw there, like that was perfect. Again, I should be coming into... Oh, my computer screen just turned off. Okay, the screen's froze. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so right here, I should be coming into Sableye, because Swampert has a better matchup against Sableye. And we absolutely one-shot it. Maybe you just swap in and just go for that instead. But we absolutely one-shot the thing. At this point, we can let this Hydro go. We'll get off another Ice Punch, which is fantastic here. The opponent is just under so much pressure. Yeah, they go for the shield here. And can we get to another one? No. The opponent is farm us down. I go for the CMP tie. That's why, you know, it's always nice trying to leave with a move stored. The opponent is forced to shield. And I'm thinking, do you have a Reginald in the back? Is there Sir Reginald? And they go for the Earthquake too. In comes a Blaziken. These Shadow Claws are just chunking, and even though this is a resisted foul play, gonna do an absolute ton of damage on this thing. Yeah, look at that. Not really a whole lot the opponent can do here. Are they gonna one-shot us out of here? Yeah, Brave Bird. Yeah, so we can just farm it down with Mud Shot here. GG's to the opponent, and yeah, we'll go for this this final Hydro here. Good games, good games. I think, could we have survived a Hydro? I think we would have survived a Hydro from there. But in comes Lunatone, a very spicy pick right here. And the opponent comes in with Pelipper. Now, Pelipper is kind of tough for this team. It's definitely a tag team effort. You do not want it on your Swampert, that's all I can tell you. If you're feeling a little bit, you know, funny today, you could go for Sludge Wave, which would do a lot of damage to Pelipper. But this is just about where you want to see it, really. We can survive another Weather Ball at this range. Can we get off even 2 Ice Punches? That would be perfect. I would say, like, somewhere, yeah, like, these are just neutral Ice Punches. You either want it here or Sableye. Definitely not on Swampert. And the opponent lets us take it out. I was so happy to see that. The opponent's not going to be happy to see the Swampert or Sableye come back in. And this opponent's got the Psychic typing. But with their fast move, it is resisted by Swampert. And I'm anticipating the catch, but no. We're going to throw here eventually. At this point, I had absolutely no idea what this thing was running. So I swap into the Sableye, keep a little bit of energy on the Swampert, because the opponent didn't swap straight out. And yeah, in comes the Gardevoir. We should get the last shield off the opponent here, and that's going to allow basically Swampert to completely sweep here. Yeah, so the opponent is well within Hydro range. You don't necessarily have to throw in good timing here if they don't have a shield, because the move will only go through if they survive. So, you know, I was definitely farming up a little bit. I wanted to get the Hydro off on the Lunatone, because I wasn't too sure like what the energy situation was and how quickly it was reaching moves. So I felt comfortable enough there to know that the Gardevoir was not going to throw a move. And I would just leave it a little bit easier for the Lunatone. But GG's to the opponent there. We actually caught a Rock Slide, so I guess they don't have anything too amazing. Because they obviously wouldn't be throwing Rock Slides against Swampert. Now we've actually got a normal Gardevoir. I'm not sure if this is better or worse for Swampert, but it is good for Swampert. The opponent goes for the catch. And again, we should not be coming in with Dusclops right here. The opponent almost top lefts right there. They stopped attacking for a second. And we're going to go for this big Poltergeist. And there's the top left. There it is. GG's to the opponent right there. That was just a sick match. Like, the opponent rightfully tries to get out of that matchup with Swampert. And yeah, they finally top left, which is the right play to be fair. Deoxys once again, we've got 2 better answers in the back. And in comes Altaria. Now this is actually quite a nice matchup for Dusclops. The opponent should be aware of this. Yeah, so they shield up that one. Do we have to shield a Sky Attack? What am I going to decide to do here? I'm going to let this go. It's like I said, I've got like almost a 4-star, like I've got a really bad IV Dusclops. And you can tank a Sky Attack. You might even be able to tank 2 if you've got like a really highly rated one. I think it was going to cost me like 400k to build it, so I just didn't want to. Yeah, look how much damage that does. Can we get to another one? It's just about not. But we got both shields off the opponent there, and we've almost taken it out. So I can actually go for a big farm down with Sableye, which is going to be beautiful. The opponent, of course, they have a Deoxys in the front. And they come in with Ludicolo. I'm like, okay, this is awkward. I've actually started seeing some Ludicolos today. But yeah, this is slightly awkward. Those Razor Leafs doing an absolute ton of damage. I'm not messing around trying to get any extra farm or anything. I just want to get this thing out of here. And we're going to come in with Swampert here. Go for the Hydro Cannon, and yeah, this should be GG's. We want to keep a little bit of health on the Sableye for the Deoxys in the back. And yeah, here it comes. The opponent froze. Would this be a Psycho Boost or a Rock Slide? Yeah, I thought it would be the Psycho Boost. So the opponent's attack is debuffed. They're just in an absolute mess right here. So yeah, we'll get off these Hydro Cannons. Yep, there we go, Hydro Cannon number 2. You know, the Sableye is a little bit low health. I kind of want to keep it for the event that the opponent... I think the opponent just didn't throw there because they realized it was kind of over. If the opponent throws energy, they get farmed down, and their counters are resisted, so... yeah, good games to the opponent there, and as you can see, like, with that lead, you just swap out, try to realign, and if an Altaria comes in, with Dusclops, it is a good time. Now, this is an interesting match right here. I'm expecting to lose CMP, because it's a Shadow Swampert. Yeah, because it's pretty difficult to get good IVs with a Shadow Swampert, so I'm going to have to think about something here. We'll go for this Hydro, get a shield off the opponent, and we're going to bank a Hydro and swap into Dusclops right here. Now, like Dusclops, if you do build the XL one, it is very bulky. We would probably get taken out in about 2 of those. Now, let's see what this Altaria wants to do. Are they going to use their final shield? That would be perfect. Yeah, so they eat that. That does so much damage. Can we get off another one? We can. We can actually get off another one. We farmed up a little bit before. Hex is such a good move in terms of energy generation. You get to these Ice Punches so quickly. I think we can come in with Sableye right here. Try to get ahead on energy. Oh, actually, we come in with Swampert and go for the Snipe. I'm not sure if I like this play. I think coming in with Sableye would have been the play. I guess I wanted to Hydro Cannon it out of there. But this gives us an opportunity to actually just farm down. This is a tough farm down right here. But I think we're just going to go for it. They have a Shadow Swampert in the back. That Moonblast is an absolute ton, so I'm not letting it get Dragon Breath down. This opponent should be dry on energy, because they just threw. And we actually got a little bit ahead on energy. So that all kind of worked out kind of nicely with Bank to Hydro. We're ahead on energy on the Swampert. That actually just one-shots it out of here, and in comes Medi. So it kind of did work out well. But I think maybe coming in with Sableye might have been the better play. But, you know, all's well that ends well, folks. It worked out. Actually, what am I talking about? Guys, I predicted the Medicham in the back. Imagine. You know, it's so easy to, like, make that claim. You know, hindsight is 20/20, but... in comes Gardevoir. I'm expecting the catch here once again. I'm going to farm up to 7. Are you going to... No, you're not going to swap out. So I'm just going to throw it here. This should get a shield off the opponent. We should... Yeah, the opponent finally does swap out. I farm up to a Hydro, and I am just like, this was a terrible play right here. I needed to throw the Hydro, I think. If I'm going to come into Dusclops, which I shouldn't. Anyway, and we're trying to go for the Poltergeist. I'm cringing here. Like, this is so bad. This is terrible gameplay right here. You do not... Like, guys, I don't think I even need to tell you this, but you do not swap your Dusclops into a Sableye whenever the opponent has a Gardevoir in the lead, okay? In that case, I should have threw a Hydro. I probably could have just threw 2 Hydros and really threatened shields and everything, and then came in with my own Sableye, farmed up to a foul play for the Gardevoir coming back in. So this is what I mean about me throwing matches and playing terribly. This is not it, folks. I think I've lost this match. I'm about 99% sure. The opponent just let it go, and we do have energy, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. That's the importance of making the correct swap. It's like you see the swap and you just automatically tap a part of the screen. So yeah, a bit of a mess up by me there. So I think yeah, I ended up like throwing the next match or losing the next match, and we're into the final set here. We've got a Swampert into Medicham lead here. Once again, the opponent actually swaps out, and I swapped out so slow there. I was actually outside playing in the sun. It was quite nice this morning. We've got some nice sunny weather here in Japan. And yeah, I was just sitting out in the garden, sipping on a Red Bull this morning. I actually got on at about 8:30 this morning, so these are some early games. The opponent's attack harshly falls here, and yeah, I'm just happy enough to throw these ice punches here. We've got another answer, and the opponent is shielding, which is fantastic. Can we get off a big poltergeist here? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. This Ludicolo is just going to bed. This Ludicolo is going back into Faux Technical's Pokeball. It is just getting absolutely destroyed. I didn't think that was overkill. I don't think I was able to take it out with an ice punch. And I don't think I was getting 2 ice punches. The opponent comes in here. I want to get off this foul play. And we can consider swapping out or see what happens here. Yeah, so we can swap out. We're going for the farm down with Swampert, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. And we're going for the big EQ, does the most amount of damage here. I think actually 2 Hydros is the play here, but I knew the opponent was pretty close to a move, so yeah, go for 2 Hydros probably. And yeah, we can come in with Sableye here. We've got a shield. This final Shadow Claw will take it out. Is this a nice punch? Yeah, it is. So it was a good shield. It was a good shield. Well played. Good games. But yeah, I was thinking there is quite a toxic team that you could make, similar to like the Victory Bell line. You could make an Aggron with Smackdown. You can make a Ludicolo and a Gardevoir just for like a hardcore fast move pressure team. But yeah, we've got a Swampert in here. So both of my opponents use obviously ghost type moves. Sableye has a very good matchup against this, because the body slams do nothing, so the opponent keeps having to farm up to the bulldoze. But I don't mind actually getting this out of here. We outpace the thing and we'll store a Hydro. Once again, storing that Hydro and dipping and catching a resisted body slam. That's what I decided to do here. The opponent comes in with a Sableye. Are we going to farm all the way up to the big poltergeist? Now, if you have an XL once again, you can tank one of these and farm up to the poltergeist. I cannot because, you know, obvious reasons. But yeah, we'll get off at a little bit of damage. That's absolutely fine. I can come in, just go for the Hydro Cannon. Put some pressure on the Sableye, see what they want to do. Yeah, the opponent does shield up. And again, we can just outpace these Hydros, which is beautiful. The opponent beats us in CMP here. And if they decide to shield this, we will outpace them to another Hydro. You get to the Hydro Cannons in 5, 4, 5, 4. So yeah, the opponent obviously has to get up to 6 to get off that. And are we going to go for the... Yeah, we're going to go for the Hydro Cannon right here off the rip. Will the opponent shield it up? Yes, they do. And we'll swap into Sableye. And the opponent actually swaps into their Vigoroth. And you're going to see what I mean here. I probably could have farmed up a little bit more there, to be fair. Because I didn't really want to eat a Bulldoze. Because I can just about eat a Zap. So I guess that was actually the correct play, just getting it straight out. Yeah, we can't eat that Zap. The opponent must have a pretty good, well-ranked Registeel. Their Zap Cannons do varying amounts of damage. That one actually did not do a lot of damage. So they must have a very good rated one. And this is getting sketch. Yeah, so we actually end up losing this match. Definitely unfortunate right there. Should I have stayed in with Swampert and just let them take the Swampert out? I'm not too sure what the best play would have been there. I'm sure there was a win condition there somewhere. Maybe going for the back-to-back Hydros off the rip, letting the Swampert getting taken out. I'm not too sure what the correct play would have been, but good games to the opponent. In comes Pelly, Nightmare lead here basically. We're going to come in with Sableye. I'm not sure which of these two has a better matchup against Pelly. But yeah, this thing just spams off these moves so quickly. So we're kind of just hoping the opponent lets us go through. Oh, they catch a lot of Deoxys. Yo, that was an interesting catch to say the least. And yeah, we can see MP died. I'm not sure what the opponent's thinking there, to be honest. Like, yeah, that's very weird. That is very, very weird. We let the Sableye go here. And this is kind of like just an opportunity to maybe farm up some energy and start spamming off ice punches. This Psycho Boost wouldn't do too much damage. It is just a neutral move, but yeah, that's pretty chill. The opponent actually comes in with Dusclops of their own. And yeah, we're just going to go for the Hail Mary here. Why not? Like, we're just going to go for it. Because that's why. That is why. And the opponent comes back in. We're going to swap into Swampert. We'll store an Ice Punch. We'll start pressuring some of these shields off it here. These Hydros do a lot of damage, you know, even though it is a resisted move. We can get it into Ice Punch range. We have 2 shields. They've got 1. This should be pretty simple. Yeah, so the opponent lets it go. It's definitely a very rough spot for them. I can just let this go, even if it is a Hurricane, because I can get off another move. Yep, it is a Hurricane, and yeah, the opponent is basically forced to shield here. Absolutely nothing they can do. This is definitely where the opponent should be top lefting, but we're going to go for this Ice Punch and take it out. Man, see, hitting those Poltergeists, it is so satisfying. It's so difficult to land those, but so far we've hit 3 of them in this video. The opponents have just let them through, because, you know, it's so risky going for it. It is super risky, to be completely honest. But yeah, the opponent lets them go, and you just love to see it. Pretty much about the best lead you can possibly get. Registeel here, and the opponent's staying in for a minute. We're going to farm up to the Earthquake, and they actually just reach the Focus Blast a little bit quicker than us. So I think it's probably wise to go for a bait here at some stage. We're going to go for the Earthquake. I'm building up extra so the opponent thinks I'm baiting. And yeah, they let that go, which is beautiful. We're just going to go for Hydro, farm up a little bit more. See if the opponent wants to keep their energy. And we're going to swap out into Dusclops, trying to catch the Focus Blast, but the opponent realized, unfortunately. And yeah, we'll eat that Zap Cannon. It does about 50% health, and in comes a Gardevoir. Now we're going to go for this Ice Punch. This will do a decent amount of damage. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the opponent wants to shield that up. And we can come in with a Swampert here. Get ourselves a nice little Hydro Cannon going here, and I think this should take out the Gardevoir at this range. That's why I don't really like running Gardevoir. It just, like, it requires too many shields. Like, you just have to shield everything. It is such a one-dimensional Pokemon. And we're going to come in with Sableye here. If I have to eat a Bulldoze, so be it. But I'm actually not. I'm just going for, I guess, a little bit of extra farm here. Oh, we're just going straight forward. See, I think right there, if you're going to shield that, go for the extra farm at least. And yeah, well, I guess the Reggie's super weak, so it doesn't really matter. But like, let's say, for example, in that scenario, there's a Pokemon in the back. If you're going to shield it, like, at least go for the extra farm, because you resist the body slams. But nice little excellent throw in the Miltank. And yeah, that's a GG, guys. That is a very good game. I think we're getting up to maybe like the last couple of games here. I had an absolute ton of fun with this team. Like, it was just so much fun to use. Once again, another beautiful lead, Registeel. The opponent to swap into Sableye this time. We have a very positive matchup against Sableye, and I'm doing the correct thing this time and throwing the Hydro against it. I'll come into the mirror match right here, and yeah, I'm gonna slightly outpace it here till next foul play. We'll just get it out of here. They probably will come back in with the Registeel, and Sableye does quite well against Registeel. Like, you're seeing these lock-ons do basically nothing. We can get off 1 or 2 foul plays depending on what the opponent wants to do here. Yeah, so the opponent lets it go. I'm happy enough with that, honestly, because it's in Hydro range at this stage. So, definitely happy enough here. Yeah, the opponent swaps straight out, and I should have waited down my clock, but we actually get a Hydro stored, which is beautiful. The opponent can go for whatever they want here. We've got 2 shields. Yeah, we can just let this go. We'll keep the shields for the Swampert, because, you know, it's gonna be necessary. Yeah, the opponent's rock sliding away here. We're gonna go for the big Poltergeist. Can we land another Poltergeist, ladies and gents? No, we cannot. The Deoxys shields it up. And we're gonna go for this Ice Punch, which again will put it into Hydro Cannon range. I think it was Hydro range anyway, but we'll go for a little bit of chip here anyway. In comes yet another Rock Slide, and the opponent swaps straight into Reggie. We're gonna farm up a little bit extra, go for 2 Hydros, and this will be a good night for the Reggie. Oh, actually, they survived that, wow. Yeah, but we've got pretty much 2 Hydros and the opponent top lefts. So that's it, guys. That is our boy Dusclops. Had a ton of fun using this. There's an option you can go for instead of running Poltergeist. You can see I'm actually playing this on the train here. You can see my guy running like crazy. But yeah, you can go for Fire Punch on this as well. So if you want a little bit of extra, like, sort of coverage against the steel types, you could go for that. But I just had to go for the big booms. But GG's everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the longer video. Definitely leave me a comment if you made it to the end. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Drop a like, drop a sub. Guys, we're going to be getting some info soon about the new season. We've got Gimingle, which was released today. So as soon as that info drops, I'll drop a video and let you guys know what to look out for. But thanks everybody, and I'll catch you guys next time.